Hey everyone, Kyle once again. Welcome back. And now we're on to the 8th entry in the Halloween series, Halloween Resurrection. So like I said, Halloween Resurrection is the 8th one. Um, Halloween Resurrection this time is directed by Rick Rosenthal, who directed Halloween 2. He directed Halloween 2, and he directed this film. And this thing was released in the summer of July 22nd, 2002. Originally it was going to be released in 2001, but they pushed it. This one, I would say it's mixed, because it's mixed but more of a rant, but it's a mix, so maybe I won't put the, maybe I will. Maybe I'll just put this as a regular. I'll just put this as a regular review. I don't say it won't be much of a rant though, but it's just mixed. It's gonna be it's a mixed review. So it's hard to it's hard to do on. I would say to me it's hard to do on a review on this one because like I said, it's directed by the same guy who directed the second one. And Jamie Lee Curtis once again comes back, but because well originally Jamie Lee Curtis didn't want to do it though, but she appeared in this film anyway, so just to make sure that the character does not appear in another sequel. So basically, in order to not to appear in another sequel, it's basically they just wanted to kill her off. Now it takes place after Halloween H2O, like a few years later, 3 years. And she's now in a psychiatric hospital, a mental hospital. And it revealed that back at the school, that with the scene where the end of H2O, that she cut Michael Myers' head off. That wasn't Michael Myers. It showed in the flashback that he switched clothes with a paramedic. That was at the scene. When Michael Myers fell off the balcony, he was on the table still. A paramedic approached him and he crushed his larynx to make sure he wouldn't speak. That's how he didn't say anything. So he switched clothes with him and he put the mask on him. So when she decapitated Michael Myers, it was really the paramedic, as when a cop took the mask off, it was the head of the paramedic. And that's how she was put in, that's how she was put in the mental hospital. And so that she's Michael Myers, of course he finds out where she is. Kills two security guards, beheads one, cuts one head off, and slits the other one's throat. She chases Laurie Strode, up to the roof and sets a trap for him. Hangs him upside down. He drops his knife, and she was about to cut the rope, about to make him fall from the roof, but she wants to make sure that that's really Michael Myers, so she tries to remove his mask, but she gets grabbed, and they both fall from the solid roof, but she gets stabbed. So kisses him and says, I'll see you in hell," and she just falls to the ground. So yeah, like I mentioned in the previous review, it would have if she killed Michael Myers by cutting his head off, that would have been the way to end the series. But they wanted, of course, they wanted more sequels, so they make sure that wasn't really Michael Myers. They just kept on doing it. So that was a way to kill Laurie Strode. So when Jamie Lee Curtis said that she makes sure, in order for her to not appear in another sequels, is to kill her off. So she dies, and Michael Myers now visits one of the patients who wears a clown mask, who knows the histories of a lot of a lot of serial killers and the victims. Michael gives him his knife and tells the history of Michael Myers, his name, date, birth, and the occurrences of the murders. He mentions mentions the murders of the first two films, and then it skips it to the murders of the previous film, number 7. Completely misses the one the murders of 4, 5, and 6. Didn't say that. So then and then it gets to to the college students what's this girl who was what's Sarah, played by Benicia Calid. I don't know say her last name. She's one of the main stars. She's a college student, and two of her friends and a couple of others, they've been selected to do this reality show hosted called Dangertainment, and which is run by rapper Busta Rhymes. Um, Busta Rhymes and his girlfriend, played by Tyra Banks, and Coyote Ugly. So he's hosting this TV show, Dangertainment. They wanted to set up cameras. They wanted them to spend the night at Michael Myers' old house. Peanuts. Yeah, I'm having a couple peanuts in this. So they wanted to set up they have these little community cameras to hang on their heads. It's just cameras all over the old house, and they want them to capture what's happening and what they spend the night at the old Michael Myers house. Other people with other kids who were with the group. You have Rudy, played by Sean Patrick Thomas, who was from Save the Last Dance. You have Thomas Ian Nicholas, who was in that film Rookie of the Year. That film that was directed and starring and directed by Daniel Stern. Other characters, you have a woman, whoever her other friend Jen, and the girl Donna, and the guy named Jim. They're the ones that'll be selected to stay in the house too. Then it cuts to also that the girl Sarah, he's also is doing like an online chat with a guy who's never online dating or something like that. Never seen the guy before, so he's a character who later on helps the character out while they're in the house. So Michael Myers is now living in his old house. Comes back and living in his old house. Also, there's like an employee who works for the company who's setting up the cameras in the house. He places a camera with the camera still to hold it. Michael Myers takes the stand for the camera, and you see from those are a little something different, because from the cameras and pretty much the rest of the film, it's from the camera's point of view, from the different people's point of view, trying to make it look like a found footage, but okay, that was like something that was different, trying to do it from cameras, but that employee, he gets stabbed in the neck. He gets stabbed in the neck, and then gets his body dragged away. So the rest of the crew, so Busta Rhymes and the other people, they're getting ready to do it. They go in the house. They're just trying to search for answers why Mike Myers did this, finds stuff in his room, or investing in the kitchen and downstairs. Um, then they can then the kid whose name is by the name of Deckard. Um, his friend they get invited to this Halloween party. He goes in the computer room and watches the show live from the cameras from the people's cameras. And the rest of the partiers, they pretty much they also watch the show, and they all think it's all fake, you know. And basically one by one, you know, one well the guy Bill Thomas Ian Nicholas, you know, he gets killed first. As he gets stabbed, and he gets stabbed in the head. Um, and then you realize that the show is all fake because Busta Rhymes, he's in the Michael Myers suit, and he's walking into the house, and you see the real Michael Myers behind him, and he thinks it was the guy Charlie, who was the guy who got stabbed in the neck with the camera. He thinks he's the one who was playing Michael Myers. You know, like, hey, Charlie, what the fuck are you doing? You know these people searching this whole house looking for you, and why you dressed up me anyway? I'm the one who's playing Michael Myers. You know, tells it like, huh? Tells on his head, huh? You don't get it? You don't get it? You know? And he tells him he tells her to go in the garage where his girlfriend was, you know, and also the guy Jim and Donna, they're down there on the wall collapsing, and they find like a fake arm. It's like, I don't believe this. Made in Taiwan. The girl, he goes up, and the girl Donna, she sees an opening to the other wall, and he goes down. She goes through the wall and sees like a mattress and some other stuff, you know. That's actually the real place where Michael Myers was spending all this time for the last 20 years underneath the house. Sees like a fake rat, which thinks sees like a rat who she thought was fake, but when she touches it, it starts squeaking. And then Michael Myers appears there, and she comes to a dead end, and she gets impaled by one of the bent bars that was on there. The Sarah sees Michael Myers, but her friend Rui thinks she's seeing things. Then she gets attacked by Busta Rhymes, who pretended to be Michael Myers, and he gets hit by Jim holding a fake arm, and he tells him tells him that I'm only trying to give America a good show, you know, so the whole show is fake, you know. They've been set up, but he wants to get his money, you know. So then the girl Jen, who always has a now one of this character Jen, I did not like whatsoever. She always wants to scream so much, and this got really annoying. It's only because once that she starts screaming, I was trying to, and her friend Sarah, her friend Sarah, you know, screams right in front of her. He tells her it was just a joke, you know. Oh, I gotcha, you know. And it just got really annoying when she started screaming. You know, she screamed the first time, and you know she wanted to scream. She screamed the second time. When she saw the dead body of Bill from the attic ladder, his body is hanging there. Screamed some more, and then Sarah and Jim and Rudy are looking for her up the stairs, and they think she's just doing that on purpose again. And then the real Michael Myers, did what she thought was Freddy, but cuts her head off, and she's still screaming some more. You know, ah! Oh, and when she Michael Myers cuts her heads off, and her head rolls down the stairs. I was like, thank God, you know, man, the scream got really annoying, you know. Just wanted her to shut up. I was like, thank God, cut her head off, you know, because I didn't want her screaming anymore. Scream, ah! So thank God, just shut up already. So yeah, he cuts her head off, and her head rolls down the stairs, and the people who are watching from that party, they think that's really good, you know, that's a really good effect. But the other three people, they know that's the real Michael Myers. The guy Jim hits him with the camera, but thinks that Michael Myers was gonna stab him, but just quickly stabs him to the wall, and he grabs him by the head and just crushes his skull. He's bleeding out blood, you know, through his eyes, his nose. Sarah runs up the stairs, but then gets her foot caught in the stairs, and then Rudy. Rudy tells him, "Hey Michael, want a piece of me?" So he goes in the kitchen, hits him with a rolling pin, and throws like some spices, throws it in his eyes. He grabs a couple knives, like, "Want some of this?" You know, and the people and also the people are still watching from that party. It's like, "Oh wow, that's really great." They're all they're all laughing and stuff. Um, but Rudy he gets stabbed. He catches both his arms and gets stabbed and impales him through the impales him through the door. And he grabs another knife from the drawer, a much bigger butcher knife, and stabs him. So he got 3 knives in him through the door. And he opens the door with the guy still hanging there. Um, Sarah runs upstairs into the room, looking at the camera, tell him if there's anybody watching, tell him to help him, and she calls her online friend Deckard, to the phone, and the guy sees it and is typing on the computer through to her phone and tells him, gives him the message, tells him he's coming up the stairs, go through the window. She goes in the attic and finds the dead body of that employee, Charlie. He tells him that he's in his room now. Is a chance to get out of there. Busta Rhymes gets her and tells her that everybody's dead. Then again, it gets in the fight, and that's where as anybody who's seen this film, you can find out the laughable thing. Busta Rhymes doing kung fu on Michael Myers. Yeah, it's silly though, but it's silly, but I'd rather buy that than Busta Rhymes kung fu and Michael Myers than some of the stupidity and 5 and 6. I'd rather buy the stupidity in this film more than the stuff in more. I'd rather buy that more than like Michael Myers crying or in the producer's cut of number 6. Getting stopped by magical stones. I'd rather buy Busta Rhymes using kung fu and Michael Myers more than those crappy things in 5 and 6. Okay, he's using kung fu, kicking, why, Sarah gets one of the cameras, wraps the cord, wraps around his neck. Busta Rhymes kicks him out the window, and he gets hung, seemingly strangled. But he cuts off, and he appears from behind, stabs Busta Rhymes, thinking that he's dead. Chases Sarah through the cellar and into the garage. And there was like from the second film, there's like a bunch of blood and like a bunch of blood on the floor, and Sarah slips and it looks up and there's Tyra Banks dead, hanging. Her death scene was cut though, but if you there's I don't think it's not on here, a deleted scene. But I just looked online. I just looked online where that death scene was. So I guess she was like I guess if I remember, she was strangled or she got stabbed. I don't remember. So she hides and she gets a chainsaw. Hits Michael a couple times and the chainsaw stops. And then cuts one of the wires and it catches one of there was a small leak from a lawnmower and it causes it to explode and the whole place is in flames. She gets caught, then she gets caught from some wires, and Busta Rhymes comes in, which comes in with a line that he was like the best line in the entire film. He's like, "Trick or treat, motherfucker," I like that line a lot now. That was like the best, like the most badass line I said in the entire film. That line, "Trick or treat, motherfucker." Hits him a couple times, but then he gets thrown back and takes him on the wires and electrocutes him. Through his groin and his groin. I was like, ah, and again you hear like Michael Myers go, ooh, and he gets caught on the wires and he gets caught on fire and like. And Busta Rhymes picks up Sarah and he says, "Hey Mikey, happy fucking Halloween!" And This film was not gonna be is not really a rant. It's more like a mixed review because there's some of the stuff that I didn't like the Jen character screaming so much, or how they used with Laurie Strode in the beginning of the film. The first because I will say that the beginning of the film was not likable whatsoever. It was pure, bull crap. I will say that the first 10 minutes of the film was pure bull crap. Did not like the beginning. The characters, the characters were I didn't really care for the characters. I mean, I like Busta Rhymes because all the stuff he was the funny lines and doing the kung fu stuff on Michael Myers. Yeah, so I like Busta Rhymes. Jamie Lee Curtis. I can see why she didn't want to do after this. She didn't want to appear in another sequel, so that's why he had her character killed off. Yeah. So I mean, getting to the rest of the ending. So he gets carted away he's in a body bag, and they wanted to see the body. It's like Buster Rhymes like, oh, you look a little crispy there, Mike. He likes some like chicken fry, motherfucker, who may never ever rest in peace. And there was a couple different endings to it. There like one ending where he was still in the body bag. He was like trying to choke Busta Rhymes, but Sarah takes an axe and hits him in the face with it. That was one of the endings. Different endings. But the theoretical ending, he gets taken to the morgue while a woman opens the body bag and sees that he's partially burnt. His mask is partially burnt. It's like this. But she gets closer to him, his eye opens up, and then it cuts to the credits. So yeah, Halloween Resurrection. Yeah, I would say it's that's why I say it's mixed, because there was stuff I like and didn't like. The things I did not like the beginning of this film. The first 10 minutes of this film was pure bull crap. Well, how they did with what they did with Laurie Strode's character. It was this pure bull crap. Other things I did not like. I did not like the characters except for Busta Rhymes. So except for the character of Jen, who was always screaming a lot, which got really annoyed me to death with screaming. Jeez, just shut up. Especially, definitely did not like her. I'm glad she died. Please just shut up. Yeah, please just cut her head off. So, but the funny stuff is I did like is mainly Busta Rhymes and the lines he said, and yeah, you have the silly. It's silly when he was using kung fu on Michael Myers. Yeah, I would say it was just less ridiculous than the stuff in 5 and 6, or even in the remake, or even the remake and the sequel to the remake. Which I'm going to get to, which I'm getting to next though. But I mean, I'm really gonna enjoy, because I'm sure the next review is gonna be a very big rant, especially on the remake, one of the worst remakes of all time. Now I would say that, yeah, the remake especially is much worse, Yeah, well, like I said Halloween 5 was the worst, but I was saying with the original series ending with number 8. Out of all the original series ending with number 8, the worst one we would say was Halloween 5, and then number 6, and then number 3, and then you get to the remake, which is different though. But even though technically the worst, I would say technically the worst in the franchise, I would say was the remake and the sequel. But I'll get to that next though. But so yeah, and the film with the reception, box office, it cost $13 million and made $37 million worldwide. The film was much more negative, and it's like critics didn't like it. It got a 12% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is low. Yeah, I could see why, and it has a 3.9 on IMDb. I would, yeah, I would say it's understandable though. I can see why it gets those such low ratings, but I would say even Halloween Resurrection, which I say I'm mixed about, but I even say this is much more better than 5 and 6. You know, I'm leaving out Halloween 3 because technically that doesn't count to me. But with the ones with Michael Myers in it, this one was definitely better than 5 and 6. So yeah, I can understand why I got such low ratings, but I would say it's much more better than Halloween 5, Revenge of Michael Myers, and The Curse of Michael Myers, number 6. So anyway, so yeah, so other than Busta Rhymes and the line of dialogue he said, I thought it was like the kills. Okay, I thought that was pretty much the best kills with Sean Patrick Thomas. I think as Rui, I think that was pretty much the best kill where he got impaled by 3 knives against the door. You know, I think pretty much to me that was like the best kill, but that's not saying much. So yeah, so that's Halloween Resurrection. Stay tuned for one of the worst. Stay tuned for one of the worst remakes of all time that I'm really gonna enjoy ripping that film to shreds. So stay tuned for Rob Zombie's Halloween later.